Greetings. I am Pranita Sheshni, the students of Bristol Training Center. Today I am here with you to discuss the topic of human anatomy and physiology. In that we will see the system of the human anatomy, that is respiratory system. In that, what is the respiratory system? The respiratory system is the biological system consisting of specific organs and structures used for exchange gases in the human. There are various organs included in the respiratory system, that is nose and nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, two bronchi, bronchioles, and two lungs. Next, we can see the one by one, that is its first nose and nasal cavity. The position and structure of the nose and nasal cavity, that is, it is the main route of the air entry. Through this nose, the air is enters in the human body for the respiration or for living the humans. Two cavity divided by the sputum and anteriorly consist hyaline cartilage. The roof is formed by the ethmoid bone, and the floor is formed by the roof of the mouth, and the medial wall is formed by the sputum. The lateral wall is formed by the maxilla. Then we can see the functions of the nose. The first of the respiratory, it is the respiratory passage. Next is the warming, filtering and cleaning, humidification. What is meant by warming? Due to the immense vascularity of the mucosa. What is filtering and cleaning? This occurs due to hairs which trap the large particles. And what is meant by humidification? As air travels over the moist mucosa, it becomes saturated with the water vapors. The next part of the human respiratory system, that is pharynx. What is the pharynx? Pharynx is the part of the throat that is behind the mouth and nasal cavity and above the esophagus and the larynx. The length of the pharynx is 12 to 14 centimeter, and it extends from the base of the skull to the level of 6 cervical vertebrae. What is the position of the pharynx? It is superiorly base of the skull, and inferiorly it continues with the esophagus, and anteriorly it incomplete all because of the nose, mouth, and larynx openings, and it is posteriorly situated at the areolar tissue and first 6 vertebrae. Now we can see the functions of the pharynx, that is, it is the passageway of the air and food. Through this, the air is enters and food is enters in the human body for the body functions, and it is the warming and humidifying. uh, it is also used for the taste, hearing, protection, and speech. What is the role in the taste? And there are olfactory nerves endings present at the pharynx, and hearing, the auditory tube extending uh, from the nasopharynx to each middle ear. What is the protection? The lymphatic tissue is the pharyngeal tonsil produces the antibodies. And what is the role of the pharynx in the speech? Acts as a resonating chamber for sound ascending from the larynx. The next part of the respiratory system, that is larynx. The larynx is situated at, also called as voice box, extends from the root of the tongue. It lies in front of the laryngopharynx at the level of third, fourth, fifth, and sixth cranial vertebra. Until the puberty, there is a little difference in the size of the larynx between the sexes. And next is the it grows larger in the male, and position of the larynx, that is superiorly in the hard bone and roof of the tongue, inferiorly continues with the trachea, and anteriorly the muscle of the neck. Next, posteriorly, the laryngopharynx and third and sixth creval vertebra. Next, we can see what are the functions of the larynx in the respiratory tracts. Why larynx are used? The functions: it is produces the sound in the human body. It is used by the speech and also protection of the lower respiratory tract. And during swallowing, the larynx moves upward the hinged epiglottis close over the larynx, and it is the passages of the air and humidifying, filtering, and also used for the next part of the respiratory tract, that is trachea. What is the position of the trachea in the human body? The trachea is also called as windpipe. It is a continuation of the larynx and extends downwards to above the level of T5, where it divides into right and primary bronchi. The length of the windpipe, that is trachea, is 10 to 11 centimeters, and position, that is superiorly it is situated at the larynx. Inferiorly it is situated at the right and left bronchi. Anteriorly at the upper part of the thyroid gland, and lower part of the aorta and sternum, and posteriorly at the esophagus, and laterally at the lungs. Next, what are the functions of the trachea? It is used for the support and potency. It is included in the mucociliary escalator, cough reflex, warming, humidifying, and also has the function as the filtering. Next is the bronchi and bronchiolus. There are two primary bronchi when the trachea divides into about the level of T5, that is the right bronchus and left bronchus. The right bronchus, this is a wider, shorter, and more vertical than the left bronchus. The length of the right bronchus, that is 2.5 centimeter, and after entering the right lung, it divides into three bronchus, one to each lobe. And next is the left bronchus. It is the narrower than the right. The length is 5 centimeter. After entering the left lung, it divides into two branches, one to each lobe. The bronchioles are the protective cells present within the lungs tissue, including lymphocytes and plasma cells, which produce antibodies. It is also included in the exchange of the gases. The next part of the respiratory system, that is lungs. There are two lungs, one lying on each side. The shape of the lung, that is cone shaped, and weight of the lung is 600 to 700 grams, and length is 20 to 24 grams, and color is the pinkish. Their lobes present in the lungs, that is three lobes in the right lung and two lobes in the left lung. Lobes are separated by the fissures. The area between the lungs is called as mediastinum. There are also various surfaces of the lungs, that is apex, base, costal surface, and also medial surface. What is the apex? Apex is surrounded and rises at the lungs. The left lung does not have middle lobe, and the mediastinal surface of the left lung has the large cardiac impression or cardiac notch where the heart sits. Next part is the blood supply. The bronchial arteries are included in the blood supply. The pulmonary capillaries, where there is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, takes place between the blood and tissues. Next is the venous drainage in the bronchial vein. Next is the nerve supply in the vagus nerve. And what are the functions of the blood supply? that is control of air entry, warming and humidifying, filtering, and also included the blood supply included in the removal of particles which are large, and also has the function of cough reflex. I think it is enough for the respiratory systems of the human body. It is useful to everyone. I think it is clear to everyone. Thank you for listening me. Thank you again, friends.